The Ritz-Carlton Card might not currently be on your radar, but in this video, I'll show you why it in fact should, but not for the reasons you think. And I can confidently say very few people use the Ritz card as much as I do. So hang out for a few minutes, this is gonna be a good one. Now we've seen massive updates to other premium travel cards here in 2025. The American Express Platinum just had a huge update with the annual fee now approaching $900. Just before that, the underwhelming City Strata Elite launched in July of 2025. And a month before that, Chase and the Sapphire Reserve had a big revamp as well. Now you may be wondering, what does that have to do with the Ritz? Well, in theory, all three of these cards directly compete with the Ritz-Carlton. Now, even though the Ritz is a hotel card, it arguably holds the most valuable travel perk, and quite possibly two of the most valuable travel perks. But it's elusive. You can't directly apply for it. And it's a hotel card from Marriott. And yes, I'm trying to say it the correct way, Marriott like chariot, but forgive me if I say it with a little bit of a southern draw. Now, if you're new here, my channel is all about speaking from experiences. I give my honest opinion about the cards that are in my wallet that I use on a regular basis. Strategies, redemptions, and hacks that I've learned. A lot of which is through trial and error, but I also learn a lot from all of you. So make sure you comment down below with your thoughts about the Ritz. I do appreciate and try to reply to every single comment. So a few months back, I called the Chase Ritz-Carlton Card the best travel card of 2025. But here's the truth. After using it heavily and watching Marriott points continue to lose value, I'm just not so sure anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, this card still has elite level perks. But when you compare it against the top travel cards, the Ritz-Carlton might be finally showing its age just a little bit. So here's what we're gonna cover today. We'll break down the good, the bad, and why this once undisputed heavyweight king, at least in my trophy case, might no longer be king. Now, contrary to many videos you may check out, I've used all of these premium travel cards. I'm not speaking from the sidelines here, and I spend a lot on these cards. I've redeemed millions of points for business class flights, all-inclusive resorts, family trips all around the world. So when I say the Ritz-Carlton card might be losing its edge, I say that as someone who has wanted this card to stay number one, because for years, to me, it really was. It had and still has the best trip protections, matching those of the Sapphire Reserve, but with an annual fee nearly $350 less now. It still comes with free authorized users, a $300 travel credit that can be practically used for anything travel related, and the Marriott perks, Gold Elite status, that may have been valuable 10, 15 years ago, and the $85K free night certificate. Sounds great, but it's getting much harder to get top-end value out of this certificate. Now you can top it off with 15,000 of your own Marriott points, but even so, that doesn't match up to the free night that comes with this card's biggest rival, the Hilton Aspire, that has an uncapped free night award, even though say what you will about Hilton points overall. Now this brings me to the currency you earn with this card, Marriott Bonvoy points. Once upon a time, 85,000 Marriott points could get you a stay at a luxury property. Think a Ritz-Carlton or a St. Regis. Now you're lucky to find something above average that doesn't cost 120,000 points or more per night. Dynamic pricing has basically nuked all predictability, and value per point is now closer to 0.6 to 0.7 cents per point in many cases. So yes, that free night certificate or award, which you hear me use those interchangeably, it still has potential, but potential means searching a lot longer to find the diamond in the rough redemption that actually feels like a win. For me personally, I feel like it takes a stay off peak or at a time of the year that you probably wouldn't want to be traveling to that place to make it worthwhile. And that's a big negative for anyone that's trying to use this as their premium primary hotel card. As an alternative, you may want to opt for the $95 Marriott Bonvoy Boundless, much less pretentious, which currently has a really solid welcome offer. 125,000 Marriott points plus a 50K free night cert. To me, this is better than most of the other offers I've seen on the Bonvoy Boundless. Plus, if you do want the Ritz, you need to start either with the Boundless, the Bold, or the Bountiful. Then hold it for a year, then call and product change over to the Ritz card. Now, I've gone into detail on this strategy and even have a video where I recorded my product change live, so check that one out after we're done here. So with that 85K cert with the Ritz, this year I settled for a night at the Opryland Hotel just after Thanksgiving. It was only 77,000 points and the member cash rate was around $580 per night. Typically, I'm looking for that 85 to 100,000 point night, but it's just getting harder and harder to find that based around when and where I want to travel. So with this one, it will at least go to good use, save me just over $500 in cash, which more than covers that annual fee on the Ritz. So I guess technically it's still a win. However, I've typically gotten north of $800 in value for this cert in years past, so it's a bit disappointing this year. Here's the thing though. Perks alone don't make a premium card great. It's all about how easy it is to extract value, and with the Ritz, the $300 travel credit is extremely flexible. Now, it's advertised as travel incidentals, but you can still get it reimbursed for airfare, rental cars, or even airline gift cards if you know how to play the game. Now, if you have more questions on this, check out my other Ritz videos for proof points here. But the fact that you need to call in to trigger it here in 2025, I think it's just starting to feel a little bit dated. Even though I am old school, I don't mind making that call. But when you compare the Ritz travel credit to one like the Chase Sapphire Reserve or that $300 travel credit, that one is automatically applied. The American Express Platinum still locks you into a specific airline or the hotel fees through those other credits, which does feel a bit restrictive, but at least it's automated and straightforward. And the Capital One Venture X, well, that gives you a $300 travel credit used for booking any travel through their Capital One portal. Simple, clean, and digital. And again, this is a bit nitpicky, but it's a new day with plenty of options. So for the first time, I'm not so sure that I would actually recommend the Ritz, at least without further analysis. Okay, let's keep going. So here's where things get interesting and potentially game-changing, that being airport lounge access. Now, the Ritz gives you arguably the best airport lounge access of any premium tier card. Better than those travel powerhouse cards. And here's why. First, unlimited priority pass select visits, which you do get with just about any other premium tier card. But second, and more importantly, unlimited Chase Sapphire Lounge visits. And this is with no defined limit on the amount of guests that you could bring into the lounge with you. So in theory, it does say that it's unlimited, but the lounges have the right to cap you. Plus, it needs to be people on your same flight reservation. But either way, for people like me that take multiple trips a year with my family in tow, I could bring my wife, 2 kids, or a coworker, or anyone else I'm traveling with into these lounges. And this is great, but the type of lounges and the location of these lounges that you're accessing, that is critical. Now, the priority pass lounges are increasingly hit or miss. Some are great, definitely not in the US. So as an example, the VIP lounge Punta Cana, this one was really nice. Great kids area, nice food and drink options, really nice aesthetic. And they had a pool overlooking the runway, which was pretty wild to see. And people were actually using this. But many of these priority pass lounges just feel like crowded waiting rooms, terrible food and drink options, where you're better off just sitting in an airport at a restaurant. Meanwhile, Chase Sapphire lounges, which the Ritz gets you into, these are absolutely top tier. But there's only a handful of them. And even if they are in the airport that you're traveling through, the location may be extremely inconvenient. Now compare that to the Amex Centurion lounges, which say what you will about Amex and the crowded lounges, but they've expanded significantly and they do have promises to step up their dining experience. Plus with the Amex Platinum, you can access Delta Sky Clubs if you're flying on Delta, and there's a handful of other lounge networks as well. Priority Pass and Plaza Premium. Plaza Premium has a great lounge at Cancun Terminal 4 or Capital One with the Capital One lounges, which honestly might be the most balanced experience right now. Great food, stylish design, and a consistent vibe. Now, I was just at the JFK Capital One Lounge last week and the Dallas-Fort Worth location this week. Both of those locations are just so nice. The made-to-order bagels at the JFK location, plus those craft cocktails, such an awesome vibe. So yes, the Ritz still wins overall on the guest access and probably still wins on the total airport lounge access and experience. But how much lounge access do you need? And in terms of quality, combined with the other perks, I just don't know about the Ritz here for most people. Okay, let's keep going and talk value, because at the end of the day, that's what we all care about. Now, the Ritz card's $450 annual fee, it sounds pretty legit on paper, especially compared to the $800 to $900 in fees of its competitors. But here's the reality. You're relying on Marriott to deliver meaningful value from that $85K cert. And from my experience, that's getting tougher each year. You get Gold Elite status, which is fine, I guess. Early check-in, maybe an upgrade abroad, maybe breakfast, but it's not game changing. And I think we'd all be fine without gold status for Marriott. Plus you can get gold status with the Amex Platinum. So unless you're staying at Marriott properties a bunch of nights, plus using the 15 elite qualifying nights to go for platinum status or higher, it's tough to say that this card really gives good hotel value. That said, let's give credit where credit's due. The authorized user perks are unmatched. Most premium cards charge $75 to $195 per authorized user, whereas the Ritz, well, it's totally free. And each authorized user gets their own Chase Sapphire Lounge and Priority Pass membership, meaning your spouse can take a trip and access those Chase Sapphire Lounges without you. So maybe your value is steadily decreasing, just like Marriott's. Jokes aside, for family travelers, this is actually incredible if you could take advantage of it. But if you don't travel much, or if you don't need free authorized users, this really brings no value. So here's where I'm at. If you already have the Ritz-Carlton, keep it. it's still one of the best value to annual fee ratios in the entire premium card space. But if you're going through the trouble of product changing just to get it in 2025 or 2026, I'd honestly rethink it and truly dig in on how you're going to maximize the perks, the status, the benefits, the credits. Between Marriott's weakening redemption rates, the manual credits, and the increased competition with airport lounges, the Ritz is starting to feel, well, more like a collector's item than a must-have. Still, the nostalgia is real. This was the first card that made me feel like I was truly gaming the system. But today, in late 2025, I'd say the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Amex Platinum, and the Capital One Venture X, they each have the potential to deliver a smoother, more predictable experience for most travelers. Now, the Ritz card isn't dead, but it's no longer the clear winner that it once was. But if you want to see my thoughts on credit card points in 2025 and how to maximize them, check out this video here. Or if you're still thinking about the Ritz, check out this playlist, and I'll see you there. Cheers.